It's already past midnight, and I have these red lights on because they're supposed to help with your circadian rhythm. But I took a nap at 9 p.m. today, and I don't know about you guys, but I personally don't do well with naps. If I take a nap for half an hour, I will most likely be going to bed later, half an hour that night. And if I take a 2 hour nap, I'll be going to bed 2 hours later. So when I woke up at 10 p.m., I just felt really shitty. And I have been exhausted today, like the entire day. From the moment I woke up, I already knew that today was gonna be one of those days where I just need to do something less stressful and just let things be. I don't like to forcefully push myself to do things every day because I feel like my productivity and level of energy fluctuates a lot throughout the month. So it's just not healthy for me to hold myself to the same standards every day because I learned that that is not how I function. And sometimes I can work for 12 hours straight, and sometimes I just work for 3. I feel like ever since I've been doing content full time, which has not been like long ago, but ever since I started it, I find it so important to be able to get into a workflow where you're not like constantly uploading for the same day, but you need to schedule things ahead. And here comes the problem, because I can just never find that space where, and never find that time or like that productivity level where I can just get ahead in content for a few days and maintain it that way. And if I can't draft something for a few days ahead at least, it is like so hard to keep up with the work consistently at all points because there's just a lot of unexpected things in life, and there are also just like things outside of working too. But I just can't seem to manage to schedule things ahead, and it's getting like so frustrating and annoying, although I am in control of this whole thing. Like, if I do more work, I guess it'll happen, but I feel like I'm just spending a lot of time on this content creation thing. Yeah, I just can't schedule things ahead, and if you guys have any suggestions, I'd love to hear from you because I want to move things forward instead of only talking about it. But one thing that I'm trying to do to get this whole process started bit by bit is to start jotting down more ideas so that even if I will be making content every day, but even when I do, I can refer to the list of ideas that I already have instead of having to brainstorm and ideate on the same day while I do that content. So it is already making the friction, it's already making it a little bit more frictionless than before. And other than that, I also started to ask ChatGPT for some ideas because I feel like I am now trying to get into a niche, and once I do, it's just easier to create a lot of content surrounding this one idea rather than making content about anything and everything. But this series of unfiltered videos will stay because it's a process of documenting my journey, and I treat it as like a video journal. So I hope to find this a little bit more relatable and personal than like the made for the internet videos that I post sometimes, because I think those are for like, audience retainment, like maintaining people's attention and having people watch to the end. But these videos, a lot of the times, they're just more for myself as well. And if you are watching this, thank you so much for spending your time on a video like this. I know that it's not always entertaining or exciting, but that's real life. It's not always super glamorous every day when you're trying to work towards something, and there are so many issues along the way, a lot of obstacles, challenges. Some days you don't have that motivation to always go, go, go. And like today, I simply just picked up a fiction book that I liked and started reading it, and didn't make much content, but hey, that's life sometimes. And what else? I started, oh yeah, speaking about finding my niche, I started this 10-day, not challenge, this like 10-day accountability thing to just be like, I'm gonna post one video every day, updating people publicly about how I'm trying to find my niche. And today is day 5, so I'm already halfway through, and I already have 1 or 2 ideas that I'm pretty clear with, but I just need to like think about it a little bit more, experiment with making that type of content a little bit more throughout these 10 days. And that's also why I wanted to challenge myself so much with being productive and doing as much as possible throughout this time, so that I'm like actually working in sprints and making the most out of like my niche discovery journey. So once I land on something that I can work with for a bit, even if it's not like the niche that I eventually want to get into, or even if it's not something that I'll stick with forever, it's better to make a wrong decision than to not make a decision, because I just can't be at a point where I'm not progressing at a speed and velocity that I want myself to be. So I don't even give a fuck if it's wrong, but I just need to decide and I just need to move things forward. I also feel like gymming, this is a separate topic, but I also feel like gymming doesn't always like make you more energized and productive, because the gym here in Berkeley is like a 20-minute walk away. So every day I'm carving out like 2 hours to just go to the gym and walk there and back. And when I do it consistently every day, I think at some point it really starts to feel like it's draining more of my physical energy than adding more energy into my life, because working takes a lot of mental energy too. And I feel like there's only so much you can give every day. And that's why I've been trying to pace myself better too. Like maybe sometimes I can go on runs, which will take around 40 minutes, and that's just way shorter than gymming every single day. And also feeling the pressure to have that protein intake that you need to get the gains, because that also involves cooking, and when you want to cook, that involves buying groceries, so on and so forth. And it's just this never-ending cycle of things that I need to deal with in life. But yeah, I recently a friend also I was asking for some feedback, and recently a friend of mine also told me that he would like to see me become more confident in front of the camera, because you can just like visibly see that a lot of the times all of a sudden I just get like so shy, or like so camera shy, or so like not being able to communicate in front of camera, and that happens every single time I film, and I can visibly see it, so I'm sure that everyone watching this can visibly see it. Why is this like so much harder than talking to a friend? Because people always say that you want to treat the camera just like how you're going to talk to a friend, be personal and be casual, but it is just so hard when you're having a one-way conversation, if that makes sense. And it's not really interactive, because in reality, I'm just really speaking in an empty room with just me, myself, and I. And that is how content creation goes. For tonight, I'm gonna make my update video for the 10-day niche challenge, but I'll see you guys next time.